Good morning, everyone. Myself, Dr. Shikha Bhatnagar. Our today's topic of discussion in this class is Stridhan, which is discussed under Section 14 of Hindu Succession Act 1956. So, before starting this class, I want to tell you that I have divided this topic under 6 headings. First of all, we will try to understand the meaning of the term Stridhan. Then, we will discuss what constitutes Stridhan. Then, what is the meaning of the term property? Though property is an inclusive nature of definition which is given under the explanation under section 14 of Hindu Succession Act 1956. So that we will discuss in the upcoming class. Then we will discuss about the differentiation between dowry and Stridhan. And the last one, we will discuss few case laws on the topic of Stridhan. And at the last but not the least, we will conclude this topic. So let's start with the class. So dear students, first of all, I will make you understand the term of the term Stridhan. So the term Stridhan is derived from the two words. That is, first one is Stri, that means women, as you all know. Second is Dhan, that is property. So basically, the term Stridhan means the women's property. The primary objective behind introducing Stridhan in Hindu law was to provide women a financial stability, financial security, independent source of personal wealth and financial protection throughout their lives. So this was the basic objective behind introducing the provision of Stridhan under Hindu Succession Act 1956. Furthermore, now if we talk about what is Stridhan. So Stridhan means all the gifts and all the property which is of both movable and immovable nature acquired by the female during the marriage, after the marriage, or before the marriage, or at the time of the birth of her child, or in case of the widowhood. Such property is called as a Stridhan. Now let's talk about the section 14 of Hindu Succession Act, what it talks. It talks about the female property acquired by a female under this act in various forms that we will discuss later on. Such property will be considered as her absolute property. She has a complete ownership or complete possession over that property. Without any kind of restriction, she can enjoy that right and she can alienate such property without any kind of restriction. Even she does not need the consent of her husband also for the disposing of such property. Earlier to the commencement of this Hindu Succession Act 1956, female was not the complete owner of that property. She was having the limited ownership over that property. But after the commencement of Hindu Succession Act 1956, female became the complete owner of the property which is acquired by her or which is possessed by her during marriage, before the marriage or after the marriage, or during the birth of a child. Now, under this act, the female property has been divided into two categories. First one is women's estate, second one is Stridhan. Now, furthermore, I will discuss about the term property. Property's definition is given under the explanation of Hindu Succession Act 1956, section 14. So, property definition is inclusive in nature because it includes both movable and immovable kind of property. And all the gifts, items or any other items, jewelries, all these things are included under the term Stridhan, or we can see the property. So, basically, the property, both movable and immovable property which is acquired by the Hindu female by various means, like first one through inheritance, in lieu of maintenance, through maintenance, or through partition. Suppose the partition took place in the house and she has some share in that property, so the share which she has obtained through partition will be her own property. She will be the sole owner of that property. Now, in lieu of maintenance, in case of areas of maintenance, she has obtained any property, that will be her Stridhan, or any property or any estate which she has acquired by her own skills or exertion, or by purchase, by prescription, by device, or by any other means, we can say such properties will be considered as a Stridhan or the female's estate under this property or female property under this act, and she will hold a complete and absolute ownership over that property. She has a complete right to alienate that property also at any time or at any point of time. So this was the term property. Now if we move to the now let's discuss the differentiation between the term dowry and Stridhan. So if we talk about the dowry, dowry is defined under section 2 of Dowry Prohibition Act 1986. So dowry is somehow different area or topic, we can say, and Stridhan is different concept. So dowry means when basically the dowry is given on the demand of the boy's side. Okay, it's a demand which is created or which is brought before the girl's family. Whereas Stridhan is a completely different topic. Stridhan is a sort of property or any gift or any item or any jewelry which is given by the bride family or by her relatives or by any other person also at the time of marriage or before the marriage or during her marriage or even at the time of the birth of a child also, or in case of widowhood. That is given by her own sweet will. We are not demanding. In case of Stridhan, we are not demanding from any of the party that you have to give such and such items. But in case of dowry, you are demanding from the second party. In case of during marriage, you are demanding the items. That is completely different topic. So this is the differentiation, basic differentiation between the term dowry and Stridhan. Now if we move to the few case laws on the topic of Stridhan, there was one old case law on the topic of Stridhan, that is Pratibha Rani versus Suraj Kumar of 1985. This is very old case. Stridhan, in this case, it was held that Stridhan is the women's exclusive right. She has exclusive right over that property which is given to her in any form, which we have discussed earlier. Now come to the next case law, that is Rashmi Kumar versus Mahesh Kumar Bhada of 1997 case. So in this case, this was the case of Supreme Court. So Supreme Court reaffirmed that it is an exclusive right of a woman to have a complete ownership or sole ownership over the property which is acquired by her. And it also discussed about the criminal breach of trust in case the property is entrusted to the husband or to the relatives or to the in-laws of the bride. Now come to the next case law, that was of 2024. Now we come to the latest case law. The case party name is Anup SB versus State of Kerala. So the Supreme Court, this case law is also of Supreme Court. So Supreme Court of India reaffirmed that Stridhan is a woman's absolute property. As I have discussed earlier, the woman has an absolute right over it. No, without any kind of restriction, she can enjoy this right. No one can interfere in this. Not even the husband can also claim such property. A husband has no control, no title, or she not independent dominion over it also. Now recently also the Supreme Court has laid down some things on the Stridhan, that Stridhan is exclusive property of the women, and her father also cannot claim recovery of the Stridhan from her in-laws without her exclusive authorization. So these were the few case laws on the topic of Stridhan. I hope you have understood this topic. If any student is having any query regarding this topic, they can freely ask me any question on this topic. So thank you so much for patiently listening to me. Thank you so much.